The meeting will please come to order. Good evening, everyone. My name is Trippy Congo. I'm president of Wilmington City Council. And on behalf of all of my colleagues, we would like to thank everyone who has joined us in council chambers and also virtually. Just as a reminder for public comment, there is a Google Form sign-up link in the chat for anyone who would like to speak. Public comment will take place after non-legislative business. We're going to have our opening prayer from Akira Granado.
Heavenly Father, we have assembled to handle the affairs of our city. As we do so, we ask for your guidance and understanding. We pray that our city reaches a place of peace and safety. Keep us out of harm's way and bless those who are in authority. Let respect be key in all our endeavors. Amen.
Amen. At this time, we will recite the Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk, please call for the roll.
Councilwoman Darby,
Present.
Councilwoman Oliver,
Present.
Councilwoman Harley,
Present.
Councilwoman Fields,
Present.
Councilwoman McCoy,
Here.
Councilman Johnson,
Here.
Councilman Field, Councilwoman Cabrera,
Here.
Councilman Mills,
Present.
Councilman Spadola,
Present.
Councilwoman Bracy,
Present.
President Congo.
Here.
11 present.
This time we'll have the reading of the minutes of the previous meeting.
Excuse me, 12 present. Correction. Thank you. January 19, 2023, City Council met on regular session with remote participation. The above date at 6:30 p.m. President Ernest M. Congo II presiding. The opening prayer was done by Kira Granado, Deputy City Clerk. The Pledge of Allegiance was recited by City Council.
Mr. President, I move the minutes be accepted as written.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second that the minutes be accepted as written. On the question, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. This time we'll have our committee reports.
January 12, 2023, President, members of Council, City of Wilmington, ladies and gentlemen, we, your Community Development and Urban Planning Committee, met by anchor location and remote participation, to who was referred ordinance number 22046 entitled, an ordinance to amend Chapter 36 of the City Code to regulate the aftermarket sale, purchase, and repair of automobile catalytic converters. Have given this ordinance careful study and recommend council vote on it accordingly. Respectfully submitted, those members present, Councilwoman Cabrera, Councilman Field, Councilwoman McCoy, Councilwoman Fields, Councilman Spadola, Councilwoman Darby, and President Congo.
I move the committee report be received, recorded, and filed.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second that the committee report be received, recorded, and filed. On the question, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
January 12, 2023, we, your Community Development and Urban Planning Committee, met by anchor location and remote participation, to who was referred ordinance number 22047 entitled, an ordinance to amend Chapter 4 of the City Code to impose civil fines on owners of vacant properties. Have given this ordinance careful study and recommend council vote on it accordingly. Respectfully submitted, those members present, Councilwoman Cabrera, Councilman Field, Councilwoman McCoy, Councilwoman Fields, Councilman Spadola, Councilwoman Darby, and President Congo.
I move the committee report be received, recorded, and filed.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second that the report be received, recorded, and filed. On the question, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
January 18, 2023, we, your Public Works and Transportation Committee, met by anchor location and remote participation, to whom was referred ordinance number 22042 entitled, an ordinance to authorize and approve 2 one-year extensions of contract 22029 PW Street Paving Phase 10 between the City of Wilmington and Sam's Construction, LLC. Have given this ordinance careful study and recommend council vote on accordingly. Respectfully submitted, those members present, Councilwoman Oliver, Councilman Field, Councilwoman Fields, Councilman Spadola, and President Congo.
I move this committee report be received, recorded, and filed. Second.
It's been properly moved and second the report be received, recorded, and filed. On the question, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
January 18, 2023, where your Public Works and Transportation Committee met by anchor location and remote participation, to whom was referred ordinance number 22044 entitled, an ordinance to authorize and approve 2 one-year extensions of contract 23002 boiler inspection and maintenance services between the City of Wilmington and A.A. Duckett, Inc. Have given this ordinance careful study and recommend council vote on it accordingly. Respectfully submitted. Those members present: Councilwoman Oliver, Councilman Field, Councilwoman Fields, Councilman Spadola, and President Congo.
I move this committee report be received, recorded, and filed. Second.
It's been properly moved and second. The report be received, recorded, and filed. On the question, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. This time we'll have our city treasurer's report.
February 2nd, 2023. Total investment, $494,164,460.90. Total cash on hand, $12,987,510.12. Grand total, $507,151,971.02. Submitted by Dwayne Sims, City Treasurer.
Mr. President, I move the treasurer's report be received, recorded, and filed.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second. The report be received, recorded, and filed. On the question, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. I'll accept the motion to move to accept all non-legislative business.
So moved.
moved.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second to accept all non-legislative business. On the question, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Councilwoman Cabrera.
Yes, Mr. President. Mr. President, I have recognition for Ana Guadarrama. Is she here in the audience? If you would come forward, and she can bring the clan, the Blanco clan. Well, whoever would like to join her, you're more than welcome. Recognizing one of our former Wilmington police officers. Was it Sergeant Blanco when you left? Miss Daisy Blanco in the house, another great in Wilmington. Come on forward. Ana has given this city many, many years of service, and I would like to recognize her for what she has done in one of our most important departments, the finance department. I'm also very proud to say that the Blanco sisters are the proud aunts of my firstborn son, Miguel Blanco. So today, Ana, we want to recognize your service for the city. This is a resolution sponsored by yours truly. Whereas it is the sense of City Council to honor individuals and organizations who have demonstrated outstanding achievement and deserving of recognition and acknowledgement. Ms. Ana Guadarrama merits such recognition. And whereas Ana began her career with the City of Wilmington in 2005 as an account clerk in the finance department, Ana went on to become a value asset to the department by assisting leadership, providing, reporting, proficiently handling front desk responsibilities, and providing professional service to the customers in both English and Spanish. Whereas she has worked diligently with minimal direction throughout her career during the COVID-19 pandemic, Ana stepped up to provide much-needed telephone coverage. Ana has demonstrated dedication and unwavering commitment to the department until her retirement. And whereas Councilmember Maria D. Cabrera would like to extend special appreciation for Ana's devotion to service in all her roles, Ana has been a vital part of keeping our constituents happy and informed. Ana's knowledge and contributions throughout her tenure are irreplaceable. And whereas her hard work and consistency have not gone unnoticed, as Ana looks back with pride on what she has accomplished and looks forward to planning new adventures, we wish her continued success in all her future endeavors. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Council of the City of Wilmington that this legislative body would like to congratulate Ana Guadarrama on her retirement. Thank you for your years of service.
I just want to say thank you. I wasn't expecting this. And I just wanted to say to Sheila Martin, even though I know she's not here right now, been a long 6 months. She knows what I'm talking about when I say that. Thank you again.
I would also like to recognize a resolution from Councilmember Mills for best wishes to Miss Ethel Telefero for her 101st birthday, and sympathy resolutions from Councilwoman Harley for Genevieve Washington and Martina Henry, and from Councilwoman Oliver for Montevella Monty G. Anderson and Maritza Hackledorn. This time we will move to public comment. Again, as a friendly reminder, there is a Google Form sign-up link in the chat for anyone who would like to speak. Your time limit is 3 minutes. Please, if you can, please keep your comments relevant to items on tonight's agenda, and please do not direct your conversation to any council member directly, only to myself, only to me. First, we have Mr. D. Marquis Hall.
Right. I want to thank council for allowing me to speak. My name is D. Marquis Hall, Devon Marquis Hall, from 3rd District. And I'm introducing a hope and a prayer for 2 resolutions for the council president and for the full council to hopefully receive, to accept, to adopt. These 2 resolutions would be addressed to Governor Carney, Lieutenant Governor Bethany Hall Long, Attorney General Kathy Jennings, for an immediate compassionate release of Emmanuel Washington Redding, also known as Sheikh Ali, who has been in prison for 46 years, since 1977. He has paid his debt to society for his robbery, for possession of a deadly weapon, and for his assault charges. 46 years. Right now, he's serving an illegal sentence. He's maxed out on his time. My spirit was a whirlwind yesterday. We all got skin in this game. I used to live on Carter Street. Tomorrow is the anniversary of Jerome Boomer Green being murdered on Carter Street, leaving from a store with his daughter. He had earphones in, and he didn't hear the shots. It's a traumatic thing for anybody to see anybody dying on the street, to see somebody with bullet holes in them. I had never seen that before. I was 17 years old. The anniversary of that day is tomorrow, February 3rd. His daughter, Jarena Green, I came to advocate for a few months ago when she was assaulted by Newcastle County Police. So the second resolution that I hope that you guys write, that I pray that you guys write, is for immediate release of any body camera footage from any police officer, for immediate release of any footage that comes from any cameras that are placed in this city.
You have 30 seconds.
And throughout this state, for immediate release of all video unedited to the public, to city government, for us to know what happens as soon as it happens in real time. We have the technology, we have the capacity, we just need the effort to make sure that we have the safety for our public, for our people, for the ones we love. God bless you all.
Thank you. Miss Bonnie Redding. Please watch your step as you go to the podium, and please remember to speak into the microphone, and please introduce yourself.
Okay, good evening, everybody. I'm here on behalf of my brother, Emmanuel Washington Redding. He's been incarcerated for 46 years, and my brother's dying in prison, and I need all the help I can get. I don't know how to go about doing this. I've never experienced this before, but I'm crying out for this help for my brother to be released from jail. I got over 1,000 and something signatures and petitions from politicians and clergy and everything in order for my brother to be released. He came here today for a mental evaluation in order to help get his case speedily before the court. So all the support that I can get, I need, and I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Tate, did you want to say anything? Did you have any public comment?
Greetings. I like to say that this is a new year, a new start, and we the people of Wilmington got a lot to thank the Lord for letting us see another year. We got to put those things that happened last year behind us, and we got to reach forward to the future, to now, because now is the time when we have to do that, and plus also now is the time when we have to set forth a good example for those that look up to us, that want to follow us, want to be like us, and all. We got to set forth a positive example. That say that we did something for the child or for the youth. So because we can't stand around here with our hands tucked under our breasts, our head hung down. We got to get out here and do something positive, because the future of the children, of the youth, is in our hands, and we got to do the thing that is right, because if we don't do it that is right, whose fault is it? Whose fault is it? So that's the reason why I say we got to stand up and we got to talk to a youth. Not only talk to them, but listen to them, and get them to know that in order for them to do things, they got to learn how to follow instructions, how to follow the law which is given to them. Because if they don't learn how to follow the instructions and so forth, they're not going nowhere in this future. So that's the reason why we got to do that. And to finish it all off, I want to recite a poem that I wrote that is in my book. It's titled Think, and it goes like this. He who thinketh negatively has defeated himself even before he begun. But he who thinketh positively with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding can claim the victory by faith, and is off setting forth new goals and climbing higher heights that life holds no limit to it. That is what we got to do. We got to be positive all the way.
10 seconds. Thank you. And virtually we have William Majette.
Can you hear me, Mr. President?
Yes, we can hear you. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President, for allowing me to participate. First of all, I want to congratulate. I just heard that Mr. Vincent White has has been selected to fill out the first district seat. He's a good brother. He's our current president of our civic association. And I don't know if he'll still be that or not, but I wish him success. And then the next thing, Mr. President, I tuned in. I'm down here in Townsend, Delaware, watching my grandkids, and I tuned in through your Facebook page, and all the mics were open. I could hear every private conversation that was going on the council floor, as well as in the council and in the audience, every one of them. And so I don't know if you know this or not, but there's some privacy issues there. So I'm just letting you know that I heard it. And if anybody else was on Facebook, probably heard it too, because I tuned in around 6 o'clock. Thank you, Mr. President.
Oh, thank you. We appreciate that. And I believe that does conclude all of our public comment. At this time, we will move to legislative business. Councilmember McCoy.
Yes, Mr. President, I have a resolution to present on your behalf.
Resolution 23009, Agenda 0275, whereas on December 1st, 2022, the City Council, as required by Section 2101 of the City Charter, formally declared that the first councilmatic district position was vacant as of November 15, 2022, due to untimely death of the late Councilmember Linda Gray. And whereas pursuant to City Charter, Section 2101, when such a vacancy occurs between general election, it is the duty of City Council to fill said vacancy with a member of the same political party.
I move this resolution be received, recorded, and filed, and adopted by a yea or nay vote. Second.
It's been properly moved and second. The resolution be received, recorded, filed, and adopted by a yea or nay vote. On the question.
This resolution is being presented by the City Council for Council's review and approval. This resolution appoints a qualified candidate pursuant to Wilmington C Charter 2-101 to fill the first district vacancy created by the untimely death of the late Councilmember Linda M. Gray, the remainder of the term in accordance with the recommendation of the Committee of the Whole.
Clerk, please call for the roll.
Councilwoman Darby?
Yes.
Councilwoman Oliver?
Yes.
Councilwoman Harley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Fields? Yes. Councilwoman McCoy?
Yes.
Councilman Johnson?
Yes.
Councilman Field?
Yes.
Councilwoman Cabrera?
Yes.
Councilman Mills?
Yes.
Councilman Spadola?
Yes.
Councilwoman Bracy?
Yes.
President Congo?
Yes.
11 yeas. Excuse me, 12 yeas. I'm so used to saying 11, I apologize.
Sorry.
That's 12 yeas, thank you.
Thank you. Declared adopted. Is there a motion to suspend the rules for the purpose of administering
So moved,
the
Mr.
oath
President.
of office to Mr. Vincent White?
So moved, Mr. President.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to suspend the rules for the purpose of swearing in Mr. Vincent White. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. The oath of office will be administered by Attorney George Evans. Attorney Evans, you have the floor.
It gives me great pleasure to recognize and congratulate Vincent for his engagement in terms of city for the welfare of the city.
I'm sorry, Mr. Evans.
High school.
Mr. Evans. The mic isn't picking up your voice. If you're able to speak just a little closer into the mic, please. Thank you.
Yes, just like that.
Thank you. Thought it was loud enough. As I was saying, it gives me great pleasure to, one, congratulate Vincent and to administer this oath in light of his engagement in terms of city activities and welfare of the city since his high school days. And at this time, I'm going to present the elected official oath to Mr. Vincent M. White. Mr. White, you're going to repeat after me, and when we get to the word I, you're going to state your name. I
Vincent White,
do proudly swear
do proudly swear
to carry out the responsibilities of the oath of office. Proudly swear
do privately swear
to carry out the responsibilities of the office
to carry out the responsibilities of the office
of the First District City Council member
of the First District City Council member
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my abilities,
freely acknowledging the powers of this office
freely acknowledging the powers of this office
flow from the people I am privileged to represent.
flow from the people that I am privileged to represent.
I further swear
I further swear
always to place the public interest
always to place the public interest
above any special or personal interest,
above any special or special interest,
and to respect the rights of future
and to respect the rights of future
generations to share the rich historic
generations to share the rich historic
and natural heritage
and natural heritage
of Delaware.
of Delaware.
In doing so,
In doing so,
I will always uphold
I will always uphold
and defend
and defend
the constitutions of my country
the constitutions of my country,
and my state
my state,
and the city charter,
and the city charter.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. You're going to sign this?
Clerk, please place Councilmember White's name to the roll.
So noted.
Thank you.
Is there a motion to return back to the regular order of business?
So move.
Second.
It's been moved and second that council return to the regular order of business. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. This is a friendly reminder for council members that pursuant to our council rules for legislative matters, the sponsor is entitled to speak first and last, and during debate, each council member may speak twice for up to 5 minutes each time. Councilmember Oliver.
Yes, Mr. President. I have a resolution to present on your behalf.
Resolution 23010, Agenda 0276. Whereas in accordance with Section 2104 of the City Charter, City Council shall provide for such committees as it deemed necessary. And whereas City Council deems it desirable to update the personnel assignments for its standing committees for the 108th Council session. And whereas Council,
I move this resolution be received, recorded, and filed, and adopted by yea and nay vote.
It's been properly moved and second that this resolution be received, recorded, filed, and adopted by yea or nay vote. On the question,
Yes, Mr. President, I have a floor amendment to agenda number 0276. Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion for the floor amendment at this time. Page number 1, this is the fifth whereas clause, item number 3, strike Sinead Darby and replace with Michelle Harley. Item 3 now will read as Michelle Harley, Chair of Intergovernmental Committee. Page 2, under the heading Intergovernment, strike Sinead Darby and replace with Michelle Harley, and insert Sinead Darby as Vice Chair, Intergovernmental. And the language will now read Michelle Harley, Chair, and Sinead Darby, Vice Chair.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been properly moved and second for the amendment that was just read by Councilmember Oliver on the question. Councilmember Harley.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. I would first of all like to say, as one of the 4 senior legislators of this 108th Council, I will gladly accept this position, leadership position, at the will of this council. I am accepting it because there are opportunities for leadership, access on all levels of government, in addition to just chairing the committee. There will be opportunities on the federal, state, county, and city level, not only to continue to build on the relationships that I have with all levels of government, including my city council colleagues, but to continue on behalf of this council. And again, at the approval and the will of this council, which has been the 108th Council's rules, on behalf of the council, we have made decisions, and I accept it based on those words. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Darby.
Yes, thank you. So I am not in support of that motion. I currently serve as the chair of the vice chair of the Intergovernmental Committee. The previous chair was Councilmember Gray. Councilmember Gray and I worked very closely on the committee. We came up with the mission and vision, and we executed it. The idea for an intergovernmental committee actually was my idea when I came on to council. I did a lot of research. I reached out to other councils who had intergovernmental and judiciary committees, because that was the original idea. However, when I got on council, that changed. And then I got on council. Intergovernmental committee was accepted as a new committee. However, I was not selected at the time to be the chair. Councilmember Gray was. We came up with the mission, the vision, the idea for the committee, and naturally, as the vice chair, I should move into that position as a chairperson, as the one who came up with the idea for the intergovernmental committee, did the research, reached out to different council, city councils, and states who had intergovernmental work, and I have relationships on the school board level, county level, state level, as I do a lot of community grassroots work, reaching out to governmental officials, and that's what me and Councilmember Gray and I were already doing. So I am not interested in being a vice chair of the intergovernmental committee at all. So y'all can just strike that if that's the case. So that's all I have.
Thank you. You know, I've only been president for a couple of years, but I've been on council for a few terms, and this is probably one of the most disappointing days on council. I've never seen this happen to a council member. And for those of you who are signing up to not allow Councilmember Darby chair a committee that she thought of and that she brought to council, shame on you. Unless you can give me an extremely good reason why she shouldn't be chair, I don't know. And the fact that we are willing to try to stifle the growth of a young council person who is intelligent, who is passionate, and who has the support of her community, who overwhelmingly won her district, who came within 100 votes of even being a state rep, and we're going to try to stifle her on council. That is very, very disappointing. And the fact that there are black women doing this to another younger black woman is even more extremely disappointing. I would need somebody to help me understand why she shouldn't be chair. She's passionate, she's intelligent, she says what most people are thinking but are afraid to say. You might not agree with the way she says it, but she says what most of us are thinking. So I just need for someone to give me a reason why she shouldn't be chair, and I might agree with you. But just to not allow her to be chair of her own committee is I don't understand it. Councilmember Corbetta.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you for your words. I am not in favor of this amendment. I believe when I first served on this council, so I will correct the comment, there are 5 senior council members on this council. When I first served on this council, the senior leadership had chairmanship of a committee. And that I recall, and I might be wrong, but as I recall, there never has been one council member that has chaired 2 committees. And it is possible it can be, but it's almost like, you chair the committees that you're passionate about, the interest that you have in those committees, and you're lucky you get the vice chair, and if you're even luckier, you get to serve on it. Sometimes we don't get to serve on the committees that we would like to serve on. But I think that right now, all senior leadership is chairing a committee, and for there to be 2 senior chairs of a committee, that doesn't make sense to me. And also, why would someone come and chair a committee that they haven't even served on? I mean, if anything, the natural progression would be the vice chair or at least a member of the committee that's already been doing the work. So I am going to not support this amendment, and I'm going to support the councilwoman who brought the idea to council and who's done the work and the research along with the late Councilwoman Gray. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Johnson.
I wanted to weigh in as part of leadership on council. I think regardless of how we vote, I think we need to talk about moving council forward. Sometimes we can't let personal beliefs or politics get in the way. And that's what I look at as the structure as committee. I think it's even arguable whether the committee should exist at all.
Exactly.
But if it exists, who is leading it? Who is passionate about this idea? I'm not on the committee, I can tell you, but I respect those who are on the committee. And, I think we need to look at, let's move forward as a council, because for me, there's so many issues that we need to deal with, especially intergovernmental issues are very important. So we do need people who can work together. I don't know what structure is best, but I know we need to move forward as a council. And, when, this came to me as well, and I just think there needs to be some healing. Behind closed doors, might need to be some apologies, I think, a lot of ways. And I think maybe we can move past this, but I think sometimes we have to let personal beliefs out of the picture. We need to move forward as a council. Because again, we have a lot to tackle over the next 2 years. We got a budget coming up. We have a lot of issues dealing with our state partners. We're going to need our state partners, especially in the funding category. Because just to give a heads up, again, the economic outlook of the city right now is not that great. So, we need to work together. So however we can do that, we need to move forward past this.
Thank you. And I will speak for a second time. You mentioned, Councilman Johnson, you mentioned we don't need to take it personal, but this is extremely personal. And again, I'm just waiting for somebody to tell me why I should not support her as chair. And again, if you're brave enough to vote against her, at least be brave enough to say why you're voting against her. And you mentioned passionate. Like she bought it to council. Who is more passionate around this than her? And she stated that she and Councilmember Gray collaborated and tried to make this committee extremely relevant. And just to take that away from her, I just think that is wrong. I don't get it. And of all the the evil, of all the deception, of all the shadiness that we have seen on council. This is they're gonna take it. You're gonna take a stand.
Point of order.
You're gonna take a-
Point of order.
You're gonna take a stance. This is where you take your stance.
Point of order. Point of order.
I'm finished.
Yeah.
It's Councilmember Harley. Did you want to speak?
I defer to my council member.
Councilmember Fields.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. I just like to say, intergovernmental and the personnel committee, I don't even see the purpose for them. I don't even think we should have these committees. That's just my perception of it. I mean, when Council Member Johnson said, he didn't say it like I'm saying it, but I'm telling you, I don't even think we need intergovernmental or personnel. I think we just need to stick with what we've been doing. Some of these issues that's in governmental, that deals with intergovernmental and personnel, they can be dealt with in other committees. That's just my stance. And as far as you getting an answer from anybody, that's up to them as how they're going to respond to you. But sometimes you don't want the answer. So I'm just going to say, I just don't think we should have either one of them. That's just my point of view. And I'm done.
Thank you.
Yeah, my point of
Councilmember Oliver.
Thank you. My point of order was just some of the language you use, evil and all that. I mean, this is a democracy. People they're entitled to their opinions. I've seen some things you did I didn't like, but I didn't call it evil. I mean, it was, it's some things that's going on, and I'm not going to get into it. And I'm surprised that you don't even know the conversation. So maybe you're not aware of what's going on, and I'm not going to get into it, but it's no need to use that type of language. We're all council members. If someone disagrees, they disagree. And that's the end of it. You don't take it that personal. And that's all I have to say. And I will be supporting the amendment. So it's obvious you don't know what's going on. And that's sad.
And that's why I asked for
I mean,
a
but
reason.
we should have, excuse me.
And no one has
May I
given me
follow
a
up?
reason.
May I follow
Yes,
up?
yes, you may.
Well, I think since you've seen this before we came in here, that could have been a conversation we could have had before we came on the floor.
Say it publicly. If it's
No,
that
I
bad,
mean-
say it publicly. Say it in front of everybody who's watching.
I'm just saying to
Thank
you, since you said you didn't know, this been out for, this been posted for a minute now. So, I mean, if you was really concerned, you would have made a phone call to maybe
I
somebody.
never
see
said I
what's
didn't
going
know.
on.
But
Okay,
but
I'm
we could move
done. I'm
on.
done.
Any other council members? Councilmember Harley?
Yes, so for the record, I need to speak for the record. Number one, two things. One, when we started this 108th council, there were individuals' names that was put on legislation. One, mine, having been a part of 107, being a part of working with my council colleagues from 107 to 108. It was suggested that I be the pro temp. My name, I didn't get voted in, and there was a number of reasons why, again, coming from 107 to 108, and I understand the previous or the current pro temp person was on the previous 10, maybe 6 or 105, I don't know. But nonetheless, coming from 107 to 108, my name was placed on the legislation to be the pro temp. It was the will of the council that decided that she becomes a pro temp. We move forward, we talk, we interact, we continue to build relationships. I never looked at it as being evil. I never looked at it as being a situation where there was any kind of collaboration or cohorting, even if it was. But I moved on, and I didn't deem it as being evil. And today, we're 2.5 years beyond that, and we're moving forward as a council. It was the will of the council. That's one point I want to make. The second point I want to make is that when I sent you a text, President, it was the same day that the name that's on the legislation was sent, the same day. When you shared with me that she wanted to be the president or the chair, I told you I would lean back for the sake of unity. So to put it out there as being evil, I needed to make it clear, as well as sharing it with the public. You know that I said that. I asked you to communicate that. Harley is going to lean back if she wanted to be the chair. So first of all, I needed to make that clear. There's nothing evil about me as it relates to this particular legislation. If the will of the council is what I started off saying when the amendment was presented, if it's the will of this council, just like it was the will of this council when we voted the pro temp in, and my name was on the legislation, fine. It was the will of this council, and we moved on. So I just wanted to state that because people may have difference of opinions and may have different perspectives, doesn't necessarily mean that it's evil. It could be other reasons in terms of a number of reasons. So I just needed to make it clear as to why I accepted it, this position, and it has nothing to do with being evil, and it has nothing to do with personalities or taking anything personal. Again, I said at the will of this council, and I also suggested that we dismantle this committee as well. So again, it's at the will of the council, and I am happy either way. I'm not taking any of this personal. It's at the will of this council, whichever way they deem to vote. And again, it is nothing personal at all. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Councilmember Spadola.
I just wanted to welcome Vincent White to City Council.
Welcome. Councilmember McCoy.
Thank you. And so to my point of order basically was the same thing. This was not about anything evil. I am on the Intergovernmental Committee. I've actually learned quite a few things on that committee. My concern basically was the fact that Linda was the chair and she did work basically with, Councilwoman Gray was the chair and Councilwoman Darby. They worked together to bring different topics there. One of my concerns was Councilwoman Gray was there to try to honestly rein Councilwoman Darby in. Without that, we would be inundated with resolutions constantly. We'd be here all night, all the time about every idea that pops in our head, whether or not this gets to go to state or not. And I'm like, and we have already understood that a lot of things that we are actually creating here that we believe are going to be great for the state to look at, that they are not paying us any mind. We do not want to look ridiculous to our state. We want to let them know that we mean what we say and we are sending them things that we are behind 100%. Not just frivolous pieces of paper, just ideas, because we understand what a resolution is. So I just wanted to make certain that I don't believe to say that Councilwoman Darby is unqualified is not the case. Her passion leads her to get us buried in paper, and I want to make certain that we are sending the right message. That is the reason why I was behind this.
Thank you. I guess Councilmember Harley, what was done to you and to me, however you want to take it, it was the will of council, but then to turn around and do it to another council member, I can't understand that. Why you would have another council member feel the way you felt on the day of inauguration. And yes, you did say that you would fall back, but you're here and you're accepting a role, and I just think that's not fair for us not to even give her a chance. I just don't understand. I don't understand why if she leads us astray, and if it gets chaotic, then we regroup and say, okay, it didn't work. But to not even give her a chance, I think is very, very unfair. Clerk, please call for Councilmember.
Yes.
Council President. She's spoken twice.
Go ahead. I spoke. Okay, if I did, no problem.
Clerk, please call for the roll.
Thank you. Councilman White?
Again, we are voting on the amendment.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you doing a voice vote for the amendment?
Yes.
Then you
For
would,
the amendment. We're gonna do a roll call vote. I just wanted to make it clear.
okay, you want to do a roll call for the amendment? Okay.
For the amendment.
Councilman White?
Yes on the amendment.
Councilwoman Darby?
No.
Councilwoman Oliver?
Yes on the amendment.
Councilwoman Harley?
Yes on the amendment.
Councilwoman Fields?
Yes, on the amendment.
Councilwoman McCoy?
Yes, on the amendment.
Councilman Johnson?
Yes on the amendment.
Councilman Field?
Yes, on the amendment.
Councilwoman Cabrera?
I'm confused what we're voting on.
We're doing a roll call on the amendment that just took place. This is on the amendment.
Present.
Councilman Mills?
Present.
Councilman Spadola?
No.
Councilwoman Bracy?
Present.
President Congo?
No.
Seven yeas, 3 nays, and 3 present.
Declared adopted.
That's adopted for the amendment.
For the amendment, yes. Now back to the resolution as amended. Are there any further comments?
I have a comment.
Yes, Councilmember Darby.
Yes, I will not be serving on that committee at all, so I think y'all need to rearrange it, because y'all won't have me there at that meeting.
Okay,
So
we can take
just
care of that.
you'll take care of that.
All right, thank you. Councilmember Fields.
Yes, thank you, Council President. How do we get this whole committee dismantled?
We do it.
We have to create another piece of legislation, but not right now.
I'll work on it.
All right. Clerk, please call for the roll.
Councilman White? This is the vote.
Clarify what we're voting on?
Yes, this is now the resolution, the vote on the resolution as amended.
Yes, on the amendment resolution.
Councilwoman Darby?
No.
Councilwoman Oliver?
Yes.
Councilwoman Harley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Fields?
Yes.
Councilwoman McCoy?
Yes.
Councilman Johnson?
Yes.
Councilman Field?
Yes.
Councilwoman Cabrera?
No.
Councilman Mills?
Yes.
Councilman Spadola?
No.
Councilwoman Bracy?
No.
President Congo?
No.
8 yeas and 5 yeas and 5 nays. 8 yeas and 5 nays.
Declared adopted.
Mr. President, I have a final reading for ordinance.
Just 1 second.
One second. Trying to get my paperwork. 1 second. Okay, Mr. President, I have a final reading of ordinance and call for the third and final reading.
Ordinance 22-042, Agenda 0244, an ordinance to authorize and approve 2 one-year extensions of contract 22029 PW Street Paving Phase 10 between the City of Wilmington and Sam's Construction LLC.
Mr. President, I move this be known as an enacting clause of the ordinance and call for a yea and nay vote.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second that be known as the enacting clause of the ordinance and called for a yea and nay vote on the question.
Yes, this ordinance is being presented by the administration for council's review to the city to extend a 2-year extension option of contract 22029 PW Street Paving Phase 10 with Sam's and Constructions LLC.
Clerk, please call for the roll.
Councilman White?
Yes.
Councilwoman Darby?
Yes.
Councilwoman Oliver?
Yes.
Councilwoman Harley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Fields?
Yes.
Councilwoman McCoy?
Yes.
Councilman Johnson?
Yes.
Councilman Field?
Yes.
Councilwoman Cabrera?
Yes.
Councilman Mills?
Yes.
Councilman Spadola?
Yes.
Councilwoman Bracy?
Yes.
President Congo?
Yes.
13 yeas.
Declared adopted.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have another ordinance to present and call for the third and final reading.
Ordinance 22-044, Agenda 0246, an ordinance to authorize and approve 2 one-year extensions of contract 23002WD, boiler inspection and maintenance services between the City of Wilmington and AA Duckett, Inc.
Mr. President, I move this be known as enacting clause of the ordinance and call for a yea and nay vote.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second that be known as the enacting clause of the ordinance and called for a yea and nay vote on the question.
This ordinance is being presented by the administration. The ordinance is authorizing the city to extend the 2-year contract extension option 23002 WD Bullet Inspection and Maintenance Services with AA Conducting Incorporated. Inc., I'm sorry.
Clerk, please call for the roll.
Question on the motion? Can I ask a question on the motion?
Yes, you may.
Did I hear the councilwoman say that this was an extension? I didn't know, is the extension at the option of the city or at the contractor?
No, this is administration.
Okay.
City. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Clerk, please call for the roll.
Councilman White?
Yes.
Councilwoman Darby?
Yes.
Councilwoman Oliver?
Yes.
Councilwoman Harley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Fields?
Yes.
Councilwoman McCoy?
Yes.
Councilman Johnson?
Yes.
Councilman Field?
Yes.
Councilwoman Cabrera?
Yes.
Councilman Mills?
Yes.
Councilman Spadola?
Yes.
Councilwoman Bracy?
Yes.
President Congo?
Yes.
13 yeas.
Declared adopted.
Thank you, Mr. President. Have another ordinance to present and call for the third and final reading.
Ordinance 22046, Agenda 0247, an ordinance to amend Chapter 36 of the City Code to regulate the aftermarket sale, purchase, and repair of automobile catalytic converters.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move this be known from the enacting clause of the ordinance and call for a yea and nay vote.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second that be known as the enacting clause of the ordinance and called for a yea or nay vote on the question.
Thank you, Mr. President. This ordinance being presented by City Council for council's review and approval. The ordinance prohibits the sales, purchase, repair, or installating of aftermarket catalytic converters without proper documentation. It was acquired by lawful means.
Seeing no council members, Councilmember Johnson.
I've had a chance to think about this legislation. It's more of a question for the sponsors. Do we have a means of working with the police department to actually implement a plan to catch thieves of these converters? 'Cause I understand putting this additional regulation on the books. I've seen other cities do. But again, we just don't want things that are a piece of paper. So do we have an actual enforcement mechanism to make sure there's some teeth to it?
Yes, we have been in touch with David Karras on this, and that will be, that is an ongoing conversation as well with license and inspection. So I will keep you informed for a Zoom call.
Clerk, please call for the roll.
Councilman White?
Yes,
Councilwoman Darby?
Yes.
Councilwoman Oliver?
Yes.
Councilwoman Harley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Fields?
Yes.
Councilwoman McCoy?
Yes.
Councilman Johnson?
Yes.
Councilman Field?
Yes.
Councilwoman Cabrera?
Yes.
Councilman Mills?
Present. I'm sorry, yes.
Just for clarity, yes?
Yes.
Thank you. Councilwoman Bracy?
Yes.
Oh, excuse me, did I say Councilman Spadola?
No. Yes.
Yes.
Yes on the vote.
which one?
Yes. Councilwoman Bracy?
Yes.
President Congo?
Yes.
13 yeas.
Declared adopted.
Thank you.
That will be all, Mr. President. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Cabrera.
Mr. President, I have an ordinance to present and call for the third and final reading.
Ordinance 22047, Agenda 0249, an ordinance to amend Chapter 4 of the City Code to impose civil fines on owners of vacant properties.
Mr. President, I move that be known as the enacting clause of the ordinance and call for a yea and nay vote.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded that be known as the enacting clause of the ordinance and called for a yea or nay vote on the question.
Question, Mr. President?
Yes,
on the
Councilmember
motion.
White.
I'm looking at the legislation, and would like to give a little bit more consideration to be able to read it and understand it, and request that we table it this time to allow me to do that.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded that we table this ordinance. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We'll take a roll call vote. We'll take a roll call vote, please.
Roll
Voice
call.
vote. Voice vote. I'm sorry, roll call vote. On the table.
Okay. Mr. Harley? President Congo? The tabling is, there's no debate once it's tabled.
A motion to hold it.
And you need a motion to table and a motion to lift. Just to be clear, it's not being held.
No debate. We just voted.
So you want
Right.
to just hold it.
Okay. Roll call. Right?
Yes.
Okay. Councilman White?
In favor of the motion?
Excuse me one second.
Yes, that's my motion.
Councilmember White, it's been suggested by our parliamentarian that you make a motion to postpone instead of table.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. President. I make a motion to postpone the vote on this ordinance at this time.
Second.
It's been a motion then second to postpone this ordinance.
And for clarity, Mr. President, that's to give me time to accurately understand the motion, talk to the sponsor and the appropriate parties, rather than having to vote.
Thank you, Councilmember White. You just need to specify when you would like to address this matter. It can be at the next council meeting, but you just need to verbalize that, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to postpone this vote of the ordinance 200249 at this time for a vote at our next council meeting. You want me to give the date? Because I don't have my calendar with me.
February 23rd.
Thank you. February the 23rd.
23rd.
25th.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carried.
I don't know. We have, not everybody voted.
The ayes,
How many ayes were there? Do you know you had 7 ayes?
yes, we did.
Are there 7 yays here?
Can we do a roll call?
Yeah, let's do a roll call.
It's already been.
It's already
It's already
yeah, it's
done?
already been.
Done?
Yes, it's already been voted on. At this time, we will go to petitions and communications. And we'll start with Councilmember Bracy. You're welcome.
Thank you. So as we begin this Black History Month, I want to take some time to highlight some Black businesses. I will be doing that online. But I also want to share that Spending Black Matters is hosting their second annual marketplace for African American businesses. It will be held on the 25th at the Wilmington Library from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. Last year, they had 20 vendors and about 500 participants. This year, they will have vendors again, Black-owned businesses, and they will also have workshops throughout the day for our local entrepreneurs. So if you are a business owner and would like to get some great free information, come out to Wilmington Library on the 25th for Spending Black Matters. Thanks.
Thank you. Councilmember Spadola.
Nothing tonight. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you. Councilmember Mills.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. I would first of all just want to welcome Mr. White to council, Councilman White, and encourage all the constituents to please not just call your council person, but take advantage of the 311 service. That way those calls can be tracked and monitored as well. And in closing, I would just again want to say happy birthday to Miss Teleferro. My neighbor turning 101 years old. She did go to the hospital, but came back home. So thankful for that, and just want to say wish her a speedy recovery. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Cabrera.
Yes, Mr. President, I'd like to remind people that tomorrow is the first Friday of the month, and it is the Art Loop, and to visit as many of those locations as you can. Many of them will have an African American history theme. I know Miss Eunice LaFate will be down there in the lower part of Market Street. I do have some concerns as to why the city is not publishing every location that's on the Art Loop, and I hope that's something we can rectify. That's always been a free service to promote all the different businesses that are participating. They do take the time, the energy, and the expense to put different exhibits. They provide refreshments, and they welcome people into their businesses. And I just think it's a shame that we're only highlighting a few select organizations, and I believe there's a fee involved with that. So that's not the way that the Art Loop used to run, and would like to see that changed. And at this point, I just want to also welcome our newest council member, Mr. White, who is now officially my council member. That'll be it for me tonight.
Thank you, Councilman Field.
Yes, just to add to the points of the two previous council members, the 311 system, and I want to take a moment to just add to that. For 90% of the most routine municipal issues, calling 311 on your phone or filling out the form online. And if you simply go to Google and type in Wilmington, Delaware 311, it will come right up, and it takes about 30 seconds. 90 to 95% of the issues that might come across a city resident can be solved through 311. I've found that it's an excellent system. And also to the Art Loop tomorrow night, I want to just mention one location in the 8th District, Howard Pyle Studio at 1305 Rodney is one of the locations tomorrow night. If you haven't been, Howard Pyle was a very famous artist about a century ago, and he had an art school there. There was a lot of famous artists that worked there. It's a very interesting building with a lot of interesting architecture. There's going to be a lot of artists there tomorrow night, and it's going to be fun, and I hope people will go out and visit it. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Johnson.
Yes, everyone. Coming up, I want to first welcome our newest member, Mr. Vincent White. I hope he had fun tonight. It's quite entertaining. So first off, tomorrow, on Friday, there's me and Mayor Przicki are celebrating 2 ribbon cuttings on our West Side businesses. We have Hell's Bells Bakery at 600 Union at 2 p.m. and then also 3 p.m. we have the opening of Delaware Dance Academy, which is really for the city groundbreaking. It's a minority-owned business that is looking to offer dance to low-income communities. So again, this is a wonderful event. We not only get 1 business opening, but 2 for the price of 1. So again, we're celebrating not only that, but also talking about some of the work we're doing on West Side in terms of the business innovation grants and other products that we have to encourage our small business community. So please come out and help celebrate. There's also going to be some other ones coming up soon as well on the West Side. And just as a short plug for 311, Heather Hook and her team in the mayor's office has really done a great job addressing many concerns City Council had. So please use 311. When it first rolled out, there were some difficulties, but now it is really very data-driven and just wonderful tool we have at our disposal. As I got a report this week, there was constituents that had a pothole fixed within a week, which almost never happened with the city. So it's really great. I look forward to it. And just lastly, in terms of safety concerns, especially on the West Side, there's been a series of different car break-ins, property of life issues. So continue again to remain vigilant, keep your car locked, keep your home locked, and also keep adequate lighting. Those are the 3 tools to success. A lot of the individuals who are breaking into cars are again finding unlocked vehicles. So please again be smart out there. And last but not least, this is the last time we'll see you until then, but go Birds. Our own Philadelphia Eagles are in the Super Bowl. So please all celebrate and celebrate responsibly. Be safe out there.
Thank you, Councilwoman McCoy.
Thank you. Actually, just have one real announcement. MSK, which is my Sister's Keepers, the community center is open for programming. They have actually already started programming on Monday with line dancing, and then tomorrow they will have game night. Game night will begin at 6 o'clock and at 8 p.m. And these are going to be ongoing things that MSK will be doing. I just want to also give my condolences to the founder or the executive director, I guess you like to say, Ms. Lacey of MSK, because even though she already put a plan out on what she wanted to do with the community center and made certain that everyone had a good time, she's actually, she had to lay her father to rest today. So I just wanted to make certain that if anyone knows her personally, to please reach out and just to, let her know that you're on her mind. That's all I had.
Thank you. Councilwoman Fields.
Yes, thank you, Council President. I would like to mention the West Center City Neighborhood Association is having a committee meeting. It's going to be held at William Hicks Anderson Community Center on Saturday, February 4th from 10 a.m. to 11:30. a.m. I'm asking all constituents of West Center City and Quaker Hill and the surrounding neighborhoods to please come and attend. This is just a basic introduction of what's to come in West Center City, and you're also invited, Mr. President, to come.
Thank you.
Secondly, we
Bring some body armor.
Secondly, we have a few of myself, along with a few of my council members. We are all sponsoring a senior Cupid Ball, which will be held at William Hicks Anderson Community Center on Sunday, February the 26th, from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. And if you have any questions, well, we're asking all senior centers to please come out and enjoy. If you have any questions or concerns, please call the city council office at 302-576-2140, or you could call William Hicks Anderson Community Center and let them know that you will be attending and how many people will be attending. Y'all know I got my quotes right. So, my first one is, dream like Martin, lead like Harriet, fight like Malcolm, think like Garvey, write like Maya, build like Madam C.J., speak like Frederick, educate like W.E.B., believe like Thorogood, challenge like Rosa. One more. Oh, and just for you, Council President, the HBCU pregame this weekend in Newark, New Jersey, Morgan State versus DSU, and wait a minute, hold on, I got it back. Yeah, Dell State and Morgan, and Norfolk State and Hampton. Hope to see you there. And the next quote, y'all know I have to get him every time I get a chance.
We'll see.
Yeah, okay. And this is a quote. If you fall behind, run faster. Never give up. Never surrender. And rise up against all odds. Jesse Jackson. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you. And going back to Councilmember Bracy, what school did you graduate from?
Hornets.
Okay, thank you.
Oh,
Councilmember Harley. Councilmember Harley.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. First of all, I want to just announce that on Monday, the Finance and Economic Development Committee will be meeting at 5 o'clock on this Monday in the committee room. And two of the highlights of the meeting, number one, is going to be the presentation of the Disparity Study Report by Miller 3 Consulting. And of course, each month we have the update on the ARPA fund. So we just want to encourage everyone to listen in, tune in, or come to that particular meeting on Monday. And then secondly, there's a lot going on here downtown in the 4th District. I want to start off by sharing that the Wilmington Public Library are doing a series for Black History Month. The series is called Voices of Power. And they have a number of individuals that are lined up that they are bringing here to Wilmington for us to enjoy their presence. So on Thursday, February the 9th, at 6 o'clock, they're going to have Mahmoud Abdul Rauf. That's Thursday, February the 9th at 6 o'clock. And then Wednesday, February the 15th at 6 o'clock, they're going to have Felicia Rashad. And then on Thursday, February the 23rd, they're going to have Slick Rick at 6 o'clock as well. So we just wanted to make sure that the community is aware that they are going to be here in Wilmington at the Wilmington Public Library. And basically, again, that on those particular dates at 6 o'clock, one of the highlights of what's different this month is that you don't have to register. Typically, you have to register to attend those events, but it's first come, first seated. And then lastly, because we don't want to wait until the last minute, there's going to be Dancing with the Delaware Stars. That is going to be on March the 4th. That date is on a Saturday, March the 4th. That's also going to be at the Wilmington Public Library. There's going to be a number of Wilmingtonians and individuals from the area that are going to be competing in this particular competition, and one of our council members, and I'll give him the pleasure of sharing that when he's ready. So we do have a council member that's going to be out there cutting rug in the competition, but I think it's going to be a great time. I attended last year. It was a lot of fun. It was packed. Everyone enjoyed one another. And as you know, Mr. President, one of our dear former council members was one of the winners on last year. Council member Rashima Dixon was the winner, her and the gentleman over there, Logan, yes. So they were winners last year. It was really fun. So I want to just encourage everyone to come out and support. That's all I have, Mr. President.
Thank you. Councilmember Oliver.
Thank you, Mr. President. First, I'd like to thank IMAC for the nice ceremony, press conference they had in here, just to have all the different denominations stand in solidarity for just police brutality in general all over the world. I thought that was a nice thing they did. Next, Miss Art Loop, for the Art Loop, we have Miss Eunice LaFate is having something in her gallery, and she's always in the community. We must not forget her. And I also like to mention, we didn't mention, I didn't hear Tanya Phillips' name mentioned with that 311. She's been there for years, and she does a fantastic job there. So she deserves kudos for that 311 that she's been working in constituent service for I don't know how many years. Also, I like to remind people that there's plenty of money out to Rose Hill Community Center. You have Edie Pritchett out there. They are paying everybody's electric bill. I mean, I just dropped off 5 people the other day, so it's no need for anyone to be behind an electric bill. Rose Hill Community Center out in Newcastle has plenty of money for electric bills. Also, no one should be getting put out. Eugene Young, he did my brother's show today. They have over $50 million they have to get rid of by the end of the year. $50 million over. So if anybody's behind in their rent or their mortgage, please contact DHSS Housing. They have plenty of money. For anyone that's behind in their rent or their mortgage, you need to call the state of Delaware. Lastly, I'd like to thank Captain Akil, who's here tonight, who does a fantastic job in the 3rd District. Everybody knows him, and we can call him. He allows you to call him on his phone. I mean, it just feels good when he rides by and people know his name. That makes a difference with police and community relationships. And lastly, go Eagles. Storming, I'm sorry, the Bengals lost, but the Eagles won. Yeah. And that's that. That's it, Mr. President.
Thank you. Councilmember Darby.
Yes, thank you. Well, first, happy Black History Month. Even though we celebrate 365 days a year, and on a leap year, 366 days. And I want to welcome Councilmember White to our council team here. Just a reminder, as for parents out there, it's time to start signing kids up for summer camp. I got a few emails this week. I was like, it's time. I know FAME in my district, they're based in science and math. Their summer camp program, they're enrolling, and also Tennis Rock House. They have a tennis program that they do in the summertime, and they offer tutoring all year long. So start getting those kids signed up. The paperwork started and turned in. The summertime will be here before we know it. Also, just a few updates on the fees and fines national work group. We recently partnered with the Friendship House, where we were able to give them a few $1,000s to start a fund. This fund is going to be able to help individuals who have been impacted by parking tickets. So we're able to do a one-time help up to $200. If your car has been booted, you have tickets that are ran up, red light camera tickets, parking tickets. If you contact the Friendship House, you'll be able to get assistance and money put towards your balance so that you're able to get your boot off or get your parking tickets amount down. So that is a new fund that we're partnering with them on, and with that fund, it's going to be a continuous fund. They're already from day one in December when it was established are seeing people applying. So we know that this is needed. We have water assistance, we have electrical assistance, but we don't have, and we have our now first fund to provide assistance to people who are struggling with their fees and fines from the city. Also, in regards to I wanted to mention about policing in the community. Recently, the city of Wilmington, all police departments got $50,000 grant. And it can go towards numerous things, recruitment, working with programs to get more people to become police officers, or it can be towards any program that kind of supports the police department. So I'm hoping that over the next few weeks, we can have conversations with Wilmington PD to see how we can apply that so it's beneficial to the community and it makes sense. So we're getting that grant from the state, and that should be coming down soon. The Civilian Review Board, a few people have been asking me an update on where we are with that. And I just have, the only thing I know is that we're waiting on appointmentships from the mayor administration so that the Civilian Review Board can get started and we can start collecting some data and doing that work. And also, we have been working on establishing a community response team. So we partnered with a national group called LEAP. LEAP was able to write a contract up for us, and they were going to, for $40,000 for them to do an assessment to see how do we set up a community response team. A community response team would be a group of individuals who are not police officers to address calls that are low offense or things that do not have to do where police officers have to respond. For example, if homelessness, people battling with addiction, mental health issues, those type of 911 calls will be hopefully redirected to our community response team so our police are able to focus on some of those high need crimes instead of things like dealing with homelessness or people dealing with drugs and alcohol. So hopefully we can get that established. We did make a budget request for the community response team. However, we did receive a grant. So I'm excited. That's like one of the second grants that I have worked on for the city of Wilmington that we're able to get, so that it's not a cost to the cities at this point. We can just get the assessment done, hopefully get the community response team set up within the next year or two. Also, in regards to housing, today I had a tour at the Hope Center. And at the Hope Center, it's a renovated hotel where people who are unhoused can go. However, some of the issues that they're having is getting connected to some services in the community. They need like a bus stop there. They're having some issues with transportation. So they really need support from council and our state representatives to really advocate for them to get the resources they need so that they're better able to serve the unhoused homeless population. The majority of their clients are Wilmingtonians, so we have a stake in this. And we should be having more of a say or contributing to what's happening at the Hope Center, especially if Wilmingtonians are being impacted. On the state level, you have some state representatives who are introducing legislation around escrow accounts, which to establish that, which we already have for the city of Wilmington, but for some reason it's just not implemented. And then they also filed the Bill of Rights for the unhoused homeless population, which I think is going to be impactful to the city of Wilmington, where we see high rates of homelessness. So that's all of my updates for tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember White.
Thanks for the water, but should have been some Excedrin with it. Next time, just give me a bottle of Excedrin. First of all, I want to just say it's an honor and a privilege to be here with so many talented individuals, passionate about the issues that are near and dear to you. I look forward to working with all of you on your various issues. Once you get to know me, my passions go from housing to education to business development. So I didn't know I was going to give a laundry list of things to do, but I'll remember that for our next meeting, and I won't I will not stand between adjournment. So thank you, Mr. President.
You're welcome, and again, welcome. I wanted to give you some time just to get your thoughts together, but you came in here postponing legislation.
Get ready to get smacked. Let's get it started.
So,
There was a parliamentarian that allowed me to do that.
Councilmember Cabrera.
Yeah, if I could just have 30 seconds, I wanted to, first, I just want to add Tennis Rocks is amazing. We really should support that. My son did attend that. That helped me with Vinny and his tutoring. But I just wanted some time to recognize our councilwomen who celebrated birthdays. Councilwoman McCoy
had a birthday on Monday, so happy birthday to her,
Birthday.
belated, but we're here celebrating publicly. And Councilwoman Darby, whose birthday is tomorrow. Happy birthday to her.
Happy birthday. I just want to remind everyone about our Healthy Living Challenge. I want to give a shout out to Amanda from WITN. I saw her in the gym last week, so she said that she's all in for the challenge. And again, we're just trying to encourage everyone. We're just trying to encourage everyone, especially Councilmember Fields, just to live a little healthier and walk more and drink more water and exercise, meditate, yoga, whatever living healthier means to you. We're just encouraging you to do that for the next 3 months. And along with all of our city employees and really everyone in the entire city of Wilmington, we just want a healthier city, a more vibrant city, and we just want to be able to enjoy each other's family and friends, and we can only do that when we are healthy. So again, doesn't mean losing weight or gaining weight. If that's your goal, that's fine, but it's really just about being healthier. And again, if you are on social media and you would like to let us know about your progress, just tag us at Wilmington City Council, and that way we can all be in this together. And I will accept a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
It's been first and second to adjourn. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Meeting adjourned.
You forgot to mention they took them to